Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. Oil Brothers, episode 5. My name is Mine. I'm your host, joined by Baz. You all know, 3 black and white eyes. Good evening, mate.
Good evening, pal.
And Ed is with us as well. Good evening, Ed. Off camera because he's got a face for radio.
No, man, Martin. Hey, man. You guys know I'm always on the road doing something. So big up the panel, big up the chat. You know, hit the like as we start this. And, man, we got a lot of things to get into.
We have. Right. We're going to start with Manchester City, Baz.
You can start wherever you want, mate.
You're looking a little blue. You're looking a little down, mate. What's up? Come on.
Tired.
We're all friends here.
It's a long day. First day back at work today.
You know, we understand your team doesn't win a lot anymore. We know that.
Martin. I do 12-hour shifts, remember, mate? Just remember, I pay my taxes and national insurance.
Oh, so do I, cheeky sod. YouTube takes tax. You do know that, don't you?
Yes, but not much.
Takes 5%.
That's not tax. That's the YouTube.
Anyway,
that's the YouTube tax. That.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Better slip in the oil than drown in the red debt. I like that.
That's a good
evening, Cather, L, Gary V, obviously from yours. Yusuf, our resident scouser. Kathy's with us. DC, good evening. Hope you are well. Sam, hello. Cool. Yes, you can smash those likes. There is a poll in the chat as well. Please give that a lot of love. Yeah, you can smash it. We are on the road to 8K. As soon as we can, that'd be amazing. Thank you very much. Dash, how the devil are you, me old mucker? Hope you're feeling good. And Dash, as always, with the Samaritans link in there. Don't suffer in silence. Let's talk together.
Don't forget Andy's Man Club as well.
Yeah, there you go. You need to send me a link for that, and I'll put that on the show as well.
Yeah, they've got loads of groups. The menu on Facebook, I think.
Ed is a fine-looking man, especially when he's off camera. Right. We're going to get into it because the absolute crap bullshit. And I'm angry tonight. I'm very angry. I am angry. The bullshit that has been talked about Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. It's like no other team's ever gone to a team and played haram football.
Yes, park on the bus.
And apparently now, as Pep Guardiola said in his press conference, he does it for the first time in 10 years and is the biggest hoo-ha in world football.
I agree. It's how often have Arsenal parked the bus in big games?
Exactly. And we do it once in 10 years, and all of a sudden now...
I mean, Jesus Christ. We went to Bournemouth on Sunday and parked the bus.
Well, I mean, we're not quite that bad. We're not quite at that level.
Yeah. I don't think we're to that level. Like, we still created chances here. Like, we still created chances.
So did
I mean,
we.
you watched the game, or was you working?
Kids.
Nah.
Kids in the
and
park,
honestly, you see, watch the game, Mark. City actually created the best chances of the whole game.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, to be fair.
And the stuff that's been talked about, even from some of our fellow Blues. I love you all, but come on. There's negativity, and then there's just negativity now.
Sometimes you have to be defensive, because when you go away to Arsenal, getting a point is not a bad result. They needed the win more than you needed the win in a way, because they're at home. Because when they come to your place, they're going to park the bus. And then you're going to break them down. And if you don't get the win, it'll be a result for Arsenal. That's the way I look at football.
It's just like, for me, we really weren't playing like pure haram until like the second half, when our players started to be knackered.
60th minute. I'd say 60th minute.
Because we were still getting on the ball. We were still passing around. We were still creating chances. Like, in the first half, we had 3 or 4 really good opportunities in transition. You know, like, it wasn't pure haram until really like the second half. And with our injuries, we really didn't have that many options to sustain, control over the ball for a period of time to relieve that pressure. So I think a lot of people are just overblowing it. I think it's more because, it's Pep and Man City, and people still have these memories of fluid football that we play. But, I think it goes to show that we've talked about a lot that Pep is trying to adapt to the situation we are in currently. And yeah, that's it.
Do you not think it's a lot to do with the teams getting a lot better around you now as well, though? They're not as scared as they used to be.
I can agree to that, but that actually like works in our favor, I think, more, because more teams aren't playing low block against us now. And I think also people aren't factoring in the makeup of our team. Like, the makeup of our team isn't this play, and me and Martin talk about this a lot in spaces with people. The makeup of our team is not this, pass in the back and have pressure on us to where we can play through teams right now. Like, no offense, Diaz isn't this great on the ball player. Huzanov is not this great on the ball player. Donnarumma is not this goalkeeper with the ball that can kick it and launch it and put it on somebody's head.
Definitely not. He's a great shot stopper, but he's not someone who plays with his feet, is he?
Yeah. So I think in a way people aren't, and this is what people do now, right? Like, they don't do research. They don't look into your team really. It's just about their opinions of you. And, I think people haven't come around to the makeup of our team really.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit peeved off at the response, and I get it, and I get it from rivals. I do get it from the rivals, but what I will not have is, and it is what people want to think about it. And I get we've come a long way, but I still believe, and I've said this for the last 3 weeks, I think we're still living on past laurels and past players, and the way we were 3 years ago. We're not that team anymore. This team has evolved, and the players, listen, I'm going to be straight, and this is going to sound very harsh, they're not as good as they were 3 years ago.
No, they're not.
We go back 3 years ago.
Kevin De Bruyne.
We were in the pump. We were in the pump.
Huge player. Kevin De Bruyne is a big miss, isn't he? Let's face it. He's a generational player, and you haven't replaced him.
I don't think you can replace him.
Well, you can't. No, you can't. Well, you can if you can find someone like Pedri who will leave Barcelona.
Yeah, unless you're going to go and get your
It's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, unless you're going to go and get a Yamal or a Pedra.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are wanting us to go and do. I do find it a little bit baffling. I'm not going to lie. And I understand it's all opinions and everything else. I just think City yesterday went there with a game plan that for me worked to an absolute treat, was perfect in the game plan. From 60 minutes, was it a bit naff for entertainment wise? Probably, yeah. But Arsenal are a decent team. They're not a bad team. But with respect, Arsenal have done this in big games for a long time. City do it once and suddenly it's world war, the world's ending. I just don't understand it. And I find it a bit crazy, but it is what it is.
From a mutual point of view, when we see the two big teams going against each other, teams that are going to finish in either first, second, or third, we want to see a ding-dong affair as a neutral. And it didn't happen, did it? It wasn't open football. It wasn't two teams trying to attack each other and win the game. It was Man City getting an early lead and trying to defend it for the 90 minutes. Because they thought they could, and they nearly did. And they would have if it wasn't for your goalkeeper, because he was at fault. He should have not come out for that ball. If he stays on his
fault, there was a few at fault.
Yeah, but if he stays on his line mount, he can't get lobbed. And then when he takes that touch, he's going away from goal, and there's a defender coming across.
No, I agree. I mean, the thing is, if Edison was there, Edison would have come out for that as well.
I don't think he needs to. I think the defender had it covered. And you're making the...
I'm not sure he did. If you actually look when the actual mistake was probably made, if I'm going to be, it was probably from Reinders to Nico G to a few people.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Baz. Like he that was a bad maybe position for him, but we also still have to remember, like, he's not used. Like, they're still working on communication. They're still working on in that back line too. Like, can I really fault him? Really? Yeah. Can I? But am I going to like go in on him? No, because
you don't need to go in on him or anything like that. Just all I'm saying is, had he just read the situation better and seen there was a covering defender, his touch was taking him away from goal, he would not have scored from that position had Donnarumma been 5 yards further back. He wouldn't have scored. So to me, he's at fault. Don't have to go in on him. It's a learning curve and you'll learn from it. But that was a silly mistake which cost you the win. And then Arsenal go and celebrate like they've won the game.
No, but I don't even mind the celebration. That's another thing. We're becoming a bit of the old policing celebrations. I don't mind. Listen, City did it last season. We scored in the 95th minute. We're going to celebrate it. I understand that. That's raw emotion.
Martin, we celebrated it going back to the circle, though.
Yeah, you all ran back to the halfway.
Yeah, we didn't go into the corner and jump into the fans. Like
you would have thought Arsenal want to get the ball back out the net, straight back onto the centre circle, and then go for the win.
I think, Craig, listen, Craig, I know you're an Arsenal fan. I appreciate the support, but, mate, I get what you're saying. You're going to see it a different way. Whether you like that, I think Arteta set it wrong. I think playing Moreno, Rice, and Zumamenda is defensive. It is what it is. It is what it is for me. And I don't, because for me, I actually think we've had a very good week. Because there wasn't a lot of City fans who thought, everyone was a bit nervous going into Derby. Everyone was nervous going into Napoli. And nobody gave us a cat and mouse chance of coming out of anything at the Emirates. And we're undefeated. We won 2. We were 1 minute away from winning 3 out of 3.
It's a good week. To be honest with you, I was worried about you at Napoli. I didn't think you were going to win as comfortable as you did. Obviously, the sending off helps.
But you know what the issue is, Chris? Come on.
It was a great win, that.
Do you know what the other thing is? I've been on 3 shows since, and all they've talked about is Arsenal. Like, there was 2 teams in this game, I understand Arsenal have the biggest social media presence because a lot of the fans don't turn up to the games. I understand that. I get that.
It's like all the Man United fans who were in Nigeria.
Exactly. They were supposed to battle us 6-0. We had no Mamouche, we had no Cherky, we had no Ain't Nori, no John Stones. We had shitloads out. It is what it is. Haaland, by the way, has got a niggle in his back. That's why he went off. He'd been complaining with back pain. Docu had some ankle issues. All fine, though. Everyone will be fine. Nothing long term. All fine for next week. They just needed a rest. They've just played 3 games, 3 massive games. And Haaland, by the way, Baz, I know you're not a thing, best striker in world football, and you can't even deny it anymore, mate.
He's the
you
best.
Can't even deny anymore.
Listen to what I'm going to say again. He is the best finisher in world football.
I think he's
not the best. No.
He's hold up play.
Come on, Bass. You got to see improvement in the hold up play.
He's changed, Baz. He has changed.
His hold up play might be great, but I want to see a Peter Beardsley. That's the kind of striker I like to watch. Someone who creates things.
Like 6'4".
That is why he's not the best striker in the world.
Well, now you're just being
subjective. To me, he's not.
That.
I did say that to you, though, and I have always said that to you. I've always said it's what you like to watch. So my opinion is Haaland is not the best striker in the world because I'd rather watch a striker who can take on players rather than someone who touches the ball 7 times in a game and scores a hat-trick. It's boring.
Yeah, and by the way, we played Thursday as well, Baz. We played Thursday night.
So did we?
Well, yeah, I get it. You know, from Thursday to Sunday, that was not an easy turnaround.
It was ridiculous. It should never have happened. The whole point of being in the Champions League is you play Tuesday, Wednesday. And then we played 2 p.m. on a Sunday, not 4:30, 2 p.m. So an extra 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 50 games in 50 goals in 49 use. It's just the guy's smashing records. And I'm telling you, Baz.
Like I said, he's the best finisher in the world.
Could he take Shearer's record?
If he stays long enough, yes.
I knew that line was coming out because that's the line everyone has used this week on that question. That question has been asked by everyone, and the first thing is if he's here long enough.
But the thing is, has he got ambitions to go and win something else in a different country? And we all know the answer is potentially yes. So it depends on when he leaves.
Okay. I hear that.
The money needed to get him out of this club is going to be, even with the release clause in his contract, is going to be astronomical.
Can I counter you something?
Go on.
I counter you something.
Of course, can.
And you are right with what you just said. You are perfectly spot on. But I'll counter you. Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, Vincent Kompany, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Pablo Zabaleta. Always said the exact same thing. They were here for a good time, not a long time.
Can I also ask you how many of those players actually played for those bigger clubs before they came to Man City and already won the trophies that Haaland might be eyeing up? And at what age did they come? Of course they did. Of course they did. Toure played for Barcelona.
Yeah, Toure. That was it.
Right, but what age did they come to your football club as well? Think about that. They would have won the big trophies.
Aguero came at 22, 23.
And where was he beforehand? I can't remember.
Atletico Madrid.
So he was in Spain.
Yeah, but he wasn't winning out.
Yeah, but he was in Spain, though, and obviously he realised he wasn't going to win it, so because he wasn't at Barcelona.
And by the way, he had those offers from Barca. He had them offers from Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Vincent Kompany had an offer from Barca, and he was at Hamburg and Anderlecht beforehand. You had Zabaleta had come from Espanyol. I've got Espanyol in my head. I'm sure it's Espanyol. David Silva was at Valencia, wasn't winning much. And all these top teams came through. And KDB was only at Wolfsburg. He was a Chelsea reject, remember?
Oh, no, I know. Kevin De Bruyne was, and he stayed for a very long time.
And he stayed. And you know he had offers.
Yeah, but who's Haaland's agent? His dad.
His dad.
Yeah, and he's already mapped out his career and where he's going to go. And he needs
contracts.
Yeah. Well, again, it'll cost a hell of a lot to get him out of it, but there'll be teams that'll pay it. Real Madrid will pay it.
I don't think Madrid will.
Do you not think?
They only wanted to pay over they only offered just over 100 for Mbappe, and Haaland's at 200.
Yeah, but Mbappe had the stupid clause in his contract, didn't he? Another one.
I genuinely believe people think this is Rodri, by the way, was another one who was going to leave and go out the door. This is weird, but when people get to City, they don't tend to leave.
We'll see.
I'll say main players, Martin. You got to add main players, and you got to add the main players. Main players that get to City don't usually leave.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm not talking about bloody Oscar Bob here or anyone, with due respect to Rico Lewis said.
No, I mean, people can bring up Alvarez, you know.
I think Alvarez, he's one who's had his career mapped out. I think that was mapped out from the beginning by his sisters.
We've all heard that he wants to go to Spain at some point. Depends what age he goes to Spain. We don't know how long he's going to be able to play for. He could play till he's 36 for all we know, like Lewandowski's doing at Barcelona. So he could end up in the twilight of his career in Spain.
Yeah, by the way, he had 5 clearances in the United game.
Is that impressive, is it? All right, okay. I didn't realise that was a
for Erling Haaland, it is, yeah. By the way, big up, Formidable, big up, mate. Thank you for your kind generosity, buddy. Evening Blues, forever City, whether we win or lose. Love that. City till we die. Be careful now, Formidable. You'll get called toxic positivity. Be careful.
There's not many of them. I mean, we've got the worst fan base on Twitter at the moment. It's absolutely crazy. Have you seen what's happened to Lewis Miley?
No.
So Lewis Miley put a tweet out saying, really proud of myself, up to 50 appearances for the club, and he's had to turn off the comments because of all the shit he's been getting, because a lot of people don't understand football. It's ridiculous.
He had a good game, by the way. He had a good game.
He was okay.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Bruno them, yeah, but I'm saying for him, that was a good performance for him.
He was solid. We don't know. I tried to work out the game plan and it looked like he was sitting deep, but I think he was very sensible with what he did with the ball, but there was no, like a Rodri would look forward. Miley went back too much for me. So he had an all right game, but I wouldn't go and start commenting on that and saying you were shit, you were this, you were that, you were that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It wasn't to that level.
But it shouldn't be. Even if he was, you should not be messaging footballers saying how crap you were and you wish you would be sold and all this sort of stuff. They read it. It gets into their head. And you're literally demoralizing a player.
Welcome to 2025.
I know.
Edison got death threats last season. Well, Edison's wife got death threats, not just Edison, his wife. Haaland's had death threats.
Ridiculous.
By the way, big up to Gigi Donnarumma, our number one, has just been declared and has won the best goalie in the world. Trophies won the Yashin Trophy. So big up to Gigi for that.
For his performances for PSG?
Not our fault. Not our fault.
Jesus, some people just can't take criticism, can they?
not on Erling. Not on Big Erling. Big Erling's our boy. All of Haaland's critics will bite your arm. Of course, listen, Baz knows he'd sign Haaland in a beat. He's just.
Of course he would.
Baz is talking about his preference of striker.
I'd rather watch Messi play than Haaland play all day long.
And by the way, yes, he knows Alan Shearer was exactly the same. He's not the seller. I don't think he's saying it in that way. It's just his personal preference.
Exactly. If I had a chance to bring back any ex-player right now, it wouldn't be Alan Shearer. It would be Peter Beardsley.
And trust me, this guy's obsessed with Peter Beardsley.
I am.
It must be ugly looking, man.
I've only met him 6, 7.
Do you know what? Peter Beardsley, I never got excited about when he signed for City in 97. I never got excited on it.
Well, that was right at the end of his career, wasn't it?
No, I know, but I still, even in them days, in 97, we were like, Division 1, we were crap. And you'd think Peter Beardsley would like get you, I don't know. Never did it for me.
Like DJN one said there, Beardsley and Cole was so good. Now that was a partnership.
Again, Andy Cole. We're going to do that one. We'll do it on ours one, but we're going to do former City Newcastle players.
But did that on mine?
Yeah, no. We did an 11. We didn't do a.
An 11. What? Sorry.
We did a combined 11 on yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking about former City and Newcastle players. So like Andy Cole.
Okay.
This
Oh, right. I get you. Who played for both clubs. Yeah.
Yeah. So the manager who's managed both?
Keegan?
Well, it'd have to be Keegan then, won't it? I always forget about Kevin Keegan, you know.
He did all right for you guys.
Oh, it was great football. Absolutely electric, liquid football. Just couldn't get us to the next level. Sadly.
Yeah. It was the same.
By the way, I missed a striker out on yours 2 weeks ago.
You did. I think I've seen a lot of people there mention him as well. Yeah, Nicholas Anelka. I was talking about him today.
Again, somebody else I totally forgot played for Manchester City and cost 30 million quid. In 2002, that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
that was a lot of cheese. Why did Haaland? Yeah, I know. Listen, don't really triggered everyone on your Haaland thing, you.
Oh, aye. That's what I'm here for.
Right.
Anyway, big up to Benfield. 3-0 winners in the FA Vars Cup on Saturday in the peeing down rain. Bit non-league football.
Tell us who you played then. Come on.
Bolden. The third goal was superb.
I've heard this rumour as well. I was going to ask you about this tonight. I'm hearing Libramento's not signed anything at the minute and he's delaying.
He hasn't signed anything, but we are not interested in Calvin Phillips, guys. Right?
No. I think he's being sarcastic.
Right. Okay. That's okay then.
If not
Tino,
really meaning sign Calvin, you know.
I was just going to... Jesus. Tino, I think it depends how the season goes.
Has he had his head? Do you think? I mean, because by the way, I'm going to ask this about a City player as well in a minute, Ed, to get ready. Do you think? I know we all joked about it, and you know there was conversations. We discussed that privately, didn't we? Do you think that does get into players' heads?
Of course, it does.
When they know they've got an admirer somewhere else.
Yeah,
who's
I mean, Baleba, right? Brighton coach came out and said Baleba's had his head turned by United. You know, it happens.
It definitely happens. And it wouldn't surprise me if Livramento has had his head turned a little bit. But again, I still think he stays. I think it depends how we do this season. If we qualify for Champions League again, which will be 5th spot, I think he stays. I think if we don't qualify for Champions League football or any European football, I think he's got a very good chance of taking him. Because we'll probably end up doing a bit of a Villa because we won't have the spending power.
Not even with the EZAT money?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I thought you wouldn't have with the EZAT money.
We would have, but we wouldn't have as much spending power as we would do with the Champions League. And then you're talking about the crop of players who would be interested in coming to the club because there's no European football and Champions League football. So you're looking at stepping stone players again, aren't you? So it's a tough one. But again, it wouldn't surprise me. Tino's a great player. We're very lucky to have him at the moment because he can play left. I think he's actually a better left back than he is a right back. He fell asleep yesterday when he was at right back.
I saw that.
Nearly cost us a goal and he was just offside.
Toenail off.
I thought he looked a half a yard offside. And then when I saw the replay, I was just like, oh, Jesus. You know, when I put the semi-automated offside thing on, I mean, you were talking like that much offside. It was crazy. But he fell asleep. He knew he was there. And then suddenly the player was in front of him. So he does have that in him. He's still learning. He's still not anywhere near as good as what Trippier was and his pump. You know, Trippier can read the game very, very well. Tino's still learning that side of it. But he's athletic. He gets up and down the pitch. You know, he can cross the ball. But he can't really beat a man, though. That's my only criticism of him at the moment. And it's the same when we play. Obviously, we played a back five at the weekend. And we asked Tino and Lewis Hall to do the wingers' jobs. And we were terrible. We were absolutely terrible going forward. And because they're not good enough in that sense. So is he good enough for Man City when you guys are going to want him to be going forward and dropping into midfield?
But see, Baz, that's the thing. I don't think we're going to ask him, like, for us, the way we play with our fullbacks up the pitch, they're more crossers than beat their man. Yeah, they're more, like, our fullbacks are more asked to cross and get in, like, on the edge of the penalty box than, like, beat a man and all that.
Can I chuck one out of you, Ed?
Oh Lord, here we go. Go ahead, Martin.
And yes, I know, because Baz, you're gutted you didn't get this player.
Go on.
My Uzbekistan, Uzbekembauer. Could he stop City getting a right back? Because the guy is on right now. He's undroppable. For me, he's like a wrecking ball.
I can see, Martin. I understand where you're coming from with that. It just depends on how Pep wants to set up, because it just depends on if he wants a center back there. Because the one thing Livermental, like I said, he can do better than him is the crosses, is
See,
the on the ball ability. Now, if you just
I don't rate Tino's crossing.
what really?
Well, isn't he being played as left back at the minute?
He played right back on Sunday, but he has played left back as well.
See, that would be something that Pep gets excited by, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because you can play both sides of it.
Yeah,
but
you know what Pep's like for this versatility. I can play in 4 different positions, sort of geezer. Yeah, it's a weird one. The Livermental. Now, Ed did say to me a while ago, because I was off the info you told me and others had told me up at, when I was up there, that it was dead. And that's what I thought. And then Ed said, keep an eye on this contract. The longer he doesn't sign, the more confident I think.
I'm not even sure if we're negotiating contracts with people at the moment. We're still getting our CEO and DOF under the table. We've only signed one of them at the moment. We're still waiting for the other one to come in.
Yeah, are you still waiting on a DOF? I haven't. Yeah,
the one from we're looking at the guy from Nottingham Forest. I think he's the lead.
I did a video.
No, I did a video with CEO. The CEO is in, but the DOF
Who's the Aussie
not.
fella? No, is he Aussie? The guy you brought in?
Oh, I forget his name.
From Forest?
No, from Real Madrid.
Ah.
He's an American who's been at Real Madrid. So we're still waiting for the other one to come in yet. So contracts won't even being discussed at the moment. So whether you think he's stolen, I don't even think we're even talking.
Right. Well, I'm all right. I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna ask now.
You might want to park that.
Can I ask it? I know you're not gonna like this.
That's whatever you want. That's why we're here.
Is that not learning from the summer? And you know what I mean and who I mean by that.
Oh yeah, of course it is. But we've always needed to replace these guys. We always knew Darren Eales was going to be leaving because of his illness. It's the fact that it's taken this long to actually sort it out is beyond the joke for me. So we need them in place quickly, and we will have them in place quickly. And then they'll start to get to work on the stadium, the training pitches, getting ready for January. Everything will start to fall into place. So I would park the bus on Tino because of the fact we haven't got everybody in the backroom staff in place yet.
But Baz, with that being said, right, like, aren't you? Wouldn't you guys have to pay some compensation to Forest for their DOF? Like, how does that? How does that work?
What the situation is, whether he's still under contract with them for a certain long, or whether he's got to go on gardening leave like Dan Ashworth had to. I don't know, mate. I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Has Darren Eales actually officially gone now?
Yes.
Has he gone?
Yeah.
Right, because and I just want to double check. So I want to make. I'm not. He was diagnosed. Was it blood cancer?
Yeah.
I know there's a posh name for it, and I can't
remember the name for it either.
But yeah, it's something Ethan Miles is something. Yeah. There's a name to it, as there always is. You know, when we do wish him all the best, you know, and recovers well for all our Geordie friends in here tonight. Yeah, I just when I hear Livermental's deals, I'm like, it would worry me because I'm like, you've just lost your main striker through that same issue.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I said this to you last time. There seems to be a lack of.
We lost the rat because the rumor is I've heard is that Gordon got the contract before he did, and that we couldn't afford to offer Isaac what he wanted when we promised what we were going to offer him, and then we offered him what he wanted, and then he still wanted to leave. That was the issue. Tino hasn't been offered anything or promised anything yet, so we'll just have to work.
There seems to be a lack of go in your ownership. I'm going to say, and I said this to you last time. Not a lack of go. It seems to be a lack of some. Do you know what I went and watched back the other day? Funnily enough, because I was on Amazon Prime and I was away over the weekend, and I thought, something to watch.
Yeah.
And I watched the Newcastle documentary again. I've not watched it since it first come out.
Yeah.
When I watched that and I watch your club now, something's broke somewhere in between that time.
100%.
Something is broke because I'm watching a club that I've got ideas and an owner that he's excited, and now everyone just seems a bit there.
Amanda Staveley was amazing for our football club. We should never have let her go.
Yeah, she did a great job with now looking back, right?
Yeah, she was unbelievable.
I don't mean that in any negativity.
No, you're right. No, we've all said it. We want her back. But she had to leave because she had to sell her shares, and then she was going through a bankruptcy, and there was stuff going on in court, so she had to sell her shares, which means she had to leave the club. But I still think the club really should have said, right, we want you to be an ambassador for the women's team or something like that. Keep her within the circle.
They didn't have to give her any money roll. They didn't have to give her anything on money.
Yeah, exactly. But she would have got paid for it. But it would have been nice to have her still under the umbrella.
Yeah,
but I said, give her the women's team, and then she could still be there for them. And you saw the way she interacted with fans online, on trains, and all that sort of stuff.
Well, she was the one who pushed the Gordon deal. She was like, listen, if the chairman says no, he says no.
Yeah.
But I want to do it. Let's just gamble it and we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll sort PS. Now, yes, I know she probably became your scapegoat on the Elliott and Minty deal. Yeah. I think that's but she did gamble. And I'm going to be honest, Baz, keep saying you've got to gamble in football to get somewhere sometimes.
Yeah. And I think we're now not gambling because of what happened and why we've had to sell players, because we weren't really in a position to sell youth players like you can, Chelsea can. We don't have that.
We've stopped gambling on selling some youth players because of Cole Palmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Cole Palmer's really put PTSD in. You know this, don't you, Ed? It's put PTSD in.
Oh, Lord, yes.
No one wants to let a youngster go now, so we're tying them all up and you're going, but they're not going to play.
Yeah.
So we're now keeping youngsters who shouldn't be kept on long-term deals, and you're going, let's take 40, 50 mil and get out of town here. But I think Cole Palmer has given that fear factor. The same with you on the Elliot Anderson, and especially with the way Elliot Anderson's performed, he's now one of the most sought-after midfielders in the whole of Europe.
Yeah, that was I think looking back, you probably will want to sell Smiley before Anderson. Looking back on it now, right?
Oh, hell yeah!
Because you had to choose between those two, right? You had to choose between Smiley or Anderson.
No, Miley was never in the question.
Okay.
He was never in the question for being sold because we wouldn't have got the figure that we would have got us out of PSR. And Forest weren't interested in Miley. They were only interested in Anderson. And Anderson, to me, was starting to show what he was capable of. And I was gutted we sold him.
By the way, can I just say big up to Erling Haaland tonight, because he's not done a Mini Junior and not turned up knowing he's not going to win it. He's still there, and so that shows a bit of a man. So big up my boy Erling, my Norwegian meat cleaver. Alphabet Chips has got a question for you, Baz. Where is she now? She was at Tottenham, wasn't she? But I think, involved.
No. She was part of a consortium that were considering to try.
Yeah, she was like a spokesperson.
Spurs. Yeah, but they failed 3 times, so she doesn't actually have a job. I don't know what she's doing.
And for a woman who suffers with Huntington's disease, I'm telling you what, she puts on a brave thing against
100%. 100%.
Baz, let me ask you a technical question, because
go on then.
Be careful, you'll make him think.
Especially at this time of night.
Are you guys moving to it, or is this maybe like when you guys have to rotate, or just for certain games? Because I see you guys play more of a back 5 now.
That was only one game. That was just the one game. That was yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, we did against Leeds as well, because we.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that more when you guys have to rotate, or is that your plan B?
That's plan B, and I think we wanted to be solid on the road. Don't want to get beat. But then we were you play a back five, you're obviously losing an attack and talent somewhere, aren't you? So we're not very good going forward when we play a back
Oh,
five.
Baz, you get the same sort of people in it. I get.
Jeez.
You know him? Do you know them?
Right. No, I don't know. Oh, honestly. The guy just won us our first major trophy. And we've got people like that who are saying we're happy clappers. It's ridiculous.
Right, I'm going no. Can I just defend? I'm going to ask this from someone who's been on this journey, Newcastle Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
You're not going to win a title, mate. What are you doing? With due respect, you're nowhere near Liverpool, Arsenal.
No, we're not ready. We're not ready to win a title.
So what is it? People like Newcastle Johnny Boy says happy with mediocrity. What is
mediocrity? Yeah. So
what is the goal? And don't say title because you're nowhere near title. With respect, I've been there and I've been in your journey, mate, for 15 years.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm talking more to Johnny.
Yeah. But for me, with our squad losing arguably third best striker in the world, and then you've just brought another guy in who's only 22, got to learn the ropes, got to get used to his teammates. Losing Wissa for an injury was massive. I had us finishing 5th comfortably this season if everything went to plan. So European qualification for me would be success. And Arsenal have been living on that for how many years?
Top 5, or are you talking?
Yeah, top 5th. 5th.
So 5th, yeah. Which I think
5th will be Champions League because there's 6 English teams in the Champions League this year. That is definitely going to happen. So that would be a successful season for me. And also having 2 good runs in the Cups again. And potentially maybe winning the Carabao Cup again or winning the FA Cup again.
Sorry, mate, you're not having any of them.
Do you think Newcastle win silverware this season, Baz? No, I don't think we do.
But here's where I will, and he's mentioned it. I know it's. Listen, I understand the hunger. We're very much. We were the same. But I think we had more. I don't think we've got patience now with some. Some do, some don't. The one winning 15.
Right, he's including friendlies.
I don't know. I'm going to read.
No, he's including friendlies.
Is that in friendlies as well?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Who cares
so
about
what
friendlies?
Is the actual thing then? Because I don't think you can include friendlies. Including friendlies is stupid.
Exactly.
Jesus. We're including friendlies and the game's over.
I think we lost the last 3 or 4 last season. And then we've only won 1 this season so far. So you're probably like 1-8, 1-9.
Okay.
But we've took Liverpool all the way to the 103rd minute of a game, and we didn't deserve that. We outplayed Villa at Villa Park, but again, had no striker to put the chances away. That was the issue. We played Barcelona off the park for the first 30 minutes. Should have been 2-0 up. Weren't, because again, no striker on the pitch. Leeds was shocking, don't get me wrong. We would never deserve to win that game. And yesterday was shocking. We didn't deserve to win that game. But in previous years, we would have lost that game yesterday. Look where Bournemouth are in the league right now. They're one of the form teams. And we kept them down to like 3 or 4 shots on target. So a point was actually a good point. And we got a point last year as well.
Abdullah, thank you, mate, for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. And you know what that means.
I'm emotional. I mean, this is a dream come true. All these guys deserve. All these guys around here.
You said
Ed, I'll let you read that.
Jesus.
Ed?
Yeah, I'm here. Standards. The standards were... But I think Champions League.
Is your name Hamza?
I think
you
standards talk, right?
Jake, reminds me of our fan base. Yeah.
I think you guys still got a good shot at it, Bass, but I think you guys need some results now. Because I think your competition for that is going to be Spurs. I think that's your competition for that 5th spot.
Oh yeah, Spurs are actually not looking.
No, I'm not putting Chelsea as high as everyone. Every bugger's now getting them, you know.
Well, I honestly thought the top 4 had flown after the summer window. You guys, Arsenal, Liverpool,
I think
Chelsea.
three.
I thought that was it. That's the top four. Now, who were our competition for fifth? And obviously, at the start of the season, you're thinking Villa again. You're thinking potentially Brighton. And then in Spurs, I was nowhere near talking about Man United because they're wank, which obviously you guys will be very happy. So Spurs have started all right. But again, oh, God, there we go. I want it. Oh, God, I want, never get. Stop talking like a fucking child, right? You've got Eddie Howe. He's an amazing manager. Honestly, I'm sick of these people who want Eddie Howe out. It does my head in. They just don't understand what they've got. And when it goes, they'll understand it. Look at Villa. Villa are in the toilet. They've got Unai Emery, who's a fantastic manager. But because they didn't qualify for Champions League, they couldn't sign the players they want. And they've had to let players go. You know, that's what I'm scared of. If we don't get in Champions League again, could we fall as badly as Villa? And that's my worry. But fifth is a possibility. Still, winning games, yes, it will breed confidence and it will happen. But you can't expect this one player to just turn the whole season around. We need Wissa back very quickly. You know, we need Voltemir to settle into the league. We need injuries back. We need Ramsey. We've only seen him for 60 minutes and he got injured.
Baz, what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
I know. So this happened 2 years ago. We qualified for the Champions League and then we started suffering because we couldn't play 2 games in a week. And being asked to play Thursday, Sunday really hit us hard. And that's why Bruno was on the bench. Joe Linton was on the bench. They were never getting on because they weren't fantastically fit because of how much they put into that Barcelona game. So we've got to manage the players, and we don't have a squad like City or Liverpool or Arsenal, unfortunately, to choose from. So we will be Villa soon, Mary. And honestly, I reckon that's a Mackham, to be honest with you. I don't even think it's a Newcastle fan. I don't even actually... It's definitely...
Is Arsenal, let me ask you this, right? Is Arsenal a not lose situation? Not saying must win, but
all
not
right, so
to lose.
We've got Arsenal at home next. And then again, that is a tough game, but we always beat Arsenal at home.
Yeah, you actually have a great...
Very, very good record against Arsenal.
And I pray you do.
Yeah.
We need to beat them.
We'll have Gordon back, which is a huge...
I'm thinking a draw. That's what I'm asking. I'm thinking a draw.
I'm going to be honest. I don't actually fully... You know me, Baz.
Yeah.
And you know, man. I don't actually disagree with that.
No,
you know me. I don't think Howe can take you where your owners want you to. Well, keep saying owners. I have questions on your owners at the minute. I don't think Howe can take you where you want to go. Do I think that makes him a bad manager? No. I think in any walk of life, in any stage of projects or whatever, and no, sorry, I'm not trying to make you Arsenal with Netflix season 1 and 17. I'm going to be honest. Arteta is not good enough for Arsenal, in my honest opinion. I'm just talking about where you want to go. How, for me, can't win you a league, can't get you into the last part of the Champions League. That, because I'll be honest, me and you had this disagreement in your show the other night when I was in the comments. I think how messed up his Champions League choice to go with a false 9 basically against Barcelona because
you had to though.
But would you have started him though and just took him off at halftime? Or
I know you're going to say he's new and unfit, etc. But top players have to play 3 games.
Mate, he came and played his first game against Wolves. He went off after 65 minutes because he was cramping. Right? He wasn't ready for Thursday. And if he wasn't ready for Thursday, he wouldn't be ready for Sunday. Gordon was suspended for Sunday. So you cannot risk Voltemir for starting the game and going up to 60, 65 minutes, pulling him off and hoping he'd be fit for Sunday. It was never going to happen.
You know why I disagree? We've just had an unchanged team for 3 games in 5 days.
Yeah, but come on. How long's Haaland been in this league?
No, not just Haaland. Rodri's played.
Rodri's been in this league for how long?
All right, then. Donnarumma.
He's a goalkeeper. Come on.
Go through them. Reinders. Never been in this league every single game.
right? And how many Champions League games has Voltemade played?
Well, AC Milan wasn't in
That
Champions
was
League,
his.
by the way.
That was his debut in the Champions League. So that means he's not used. That means he's not used to playing.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying, and maybe I'm just trying to look at it from where you want to go.
Yeah, but where we want to go is qualify for the Champions League again. We've got to get into a situation where we are qualifying for the Champions League every season, and that is how we build into a title-winning squad eventually.
Yeah. I got that.
So that game against Barcelona was a glamorous game, but it didn't define our season. That one game doesn't define our Champions League campaign either. That was the opening fixture, glamorous game. We put on a great show. We did our best. We almost upset them and probably should have. But it's
Baz, I'm looking
game.
at your group. I'm looking at your group now, and I thought you guys had like a fair run. But now I'm looking at it now. We've seen how some of these teams are playing. You actually got a tough run.
I think we can beat them all. Apart from
I'm going to be straight with you, Baz.
Marseille is not a tough. It's not an easy game.
It's not, but I still think we can beat them.
You're going to hate me for this. I know you will. And please
go on.
You're still looking at it in the romantic early stages of a relationship.
But it is. It is because we have had our foot stamped on our throat when it comes to PSR. Had we not had that PSR, we would be sitting here right now having a very different conversation if this was our progression. Because we would be able to spend what we want and get all the players in, and then we should be really looking at we are qualifying and we are looking to win leagues, but we're not.
I'm skipping
5 years. We're 5. We're literally 5 years behind where we need to be, and you guys have been able to spend again and pull away, which makes it even harder for us to do it. Goicoechea wins Best Striker in the World award.
Yeah, 50. He had 50-something goals, guys. He had 50-something.
Oh
goals.
no,
he did, but it's in the Farmers League, isn't it?
Oh, is that real?
It must be. He did have a great season, though. To be fair,
so we're doing it on GNA.
Well, possibly.
Football's dead.
Brilliant. But I'll spin the question.
Hit the likes, by the way.
Hit the like button and the hype button.
You can't do the hype button until afterwards, though. Figured that out.
Oh, can you not?
No, not until after.
There we go.
When you finish the 5-day processing situations.
Right. What manager comes into Newcastle, right? If Eddie Howe leaves today, what manager comes in and then, according to Newcastle Geordie boy here, an elite manager would win us the league in how long? Pedri was unbelievable. Him and DeLong were just sensational in that midfield.
There's a guy called Sparkus. There he is. He's a Brazilian City fan. I love him to bits. He's a top guy, but he is obsessed with Pedra.
But
people obsessed with Pedra, and there's everyone else is obsessed with Chris Wood. And they know it winds me up. That's why they say thank you to you. You're a mod. Sort it out.
So we'll come back to it. Eddie Howe leaves. What manager comes in and wins the title in 2 years' time for Newcastle? In the situation we've got right now, after selling Alexander Isak, they've got the money. Who wins a title in 2 years' time? Because that's what an elite manager apparently can do that Eddie Howe can't do. So who's doing it?
Right now?
Yeah.
I still think there's Mancini. I think there's Emery. I think Emery would get an option to get out of Villa right now. So I think
I don't think Emery could win the title in 2 years.
Drop the money on Inzaga and out in Saudi.
No, win the title. Oh, I thought you said did better. No, win the title.
No, win the title. This is what Newcastle Geordie boy thinks will happen if we get an elite manager.
No. That's where I will agree with you. Newcastle are years off winning a title.
Exactly.
There is standards and then there's delusional. I'm sorry, and I don't mean that in the most disrespectful.
No, you're right. But
I'm not meaning it to be disrespectful. You are years and years off winning a title.
Exactly. So who does a better job than Eddie Howe right now? Who gets the players, understands them, understands the club, understands the fan base, has everyone on side. For me, there is actually nobody better.
I don't think Xavi would go to Newcastle. Or probably
No, I don't think he would, because
for start off, can you afford his wages? Because wages go into PSR as well, mate.
And there goes another problem with elite managers.
You do know wages of a manager goes into PSR.
Yeah, he's going to ask for like 10 mil.
Yeah. Top managers will have to come with a top, and they'll also want to buy top players. My question is not sack how now.
No, but he is. This is
no. That I disagree with. David T's got what I meaning here. It's a question of how long do the owners wait to pull the trigger to go to the next phase.
Wouldn't that be when the PSR boundaries are pushed so far away that an elite manager could come in and just buy who he wants?
I'm going to be honest with you, and I keep saying, I think Newcastle are so hands tied at the minute. I don't know if you're ever going to get to that situation.
There we go.
Because I think you're always going to put a thumb put on your head.
Exactly. Which is why sacking Eddie Howe is not the option. Because they're bringing in an elite manager.
And like you put, that's my part. I don't want to wait. You haven't got a choice, man.
Yeah,
you don't have a choice.
Exactly. I don't want to wait.
That's where I will agree with that. You have to wait. You haven't got a choice. Exactly. You're going to have to wait. I know City fans who think 300 million and we win a title this year. No, it has to be rebuilt again. It took City 7 years to win a Champions League. People forget this, and chat, you know this. It took Manchester City 7 years to win a Champions League under Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, exactly.
Under this ownership, it took us 12 years to win a Champions League. You don't just spend and land to it.
Exactly. There's the other one here, isn't it? How is too bad to last the season no matter what happens? That's my point. I don't want to wait. It's like, what do you mean he's that bad? He won't last the season. If you actually look at the point from when Eddie Howe took over Newcastle United to right now, he is in the top 4 of accruing points over that period of time in the Premier League. Now, are you telling me that's a bad manager? Are you telling me that's not a manager who can't get us into the Champions League again next season and the season after? Yes, we're not going to win the Football League, but he is right up there pushing it.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think my thing with Howe, he'll always get you to the Champions League, but at some stage, Baz, where I will agree, and if they admit some have already jumped that hurdle and gone too soon a little bit.
Yeah.
We're enjoying the nights of Barcelona, which we were. We used to enjoy the Real Madrid and the Barcelonas. It was great. We're here. Then we wanted to beat them.
Well,
then it changed.
We wanted to beat them, and we could have. We should have. We missed 2 chances. Do you know what I mean?
And I watched many afterwards. I listened to a few, and a lot of them were going, well, it was Barcelona. We couldn't beat them. No, at some point that has to switch, and you should be trying to beat Barcelona.
No,
otherwise, you will stay stagnant. Otherwise, you're in the Champions League just for being in the Champions League now.
Yeah. But that's what you need. You need to get to that stage, don't you, where it is.
Yes, and that's
the Champions League. Then the next step is: do we have the money, the finances, the wages to be able to
get out of it? Then you go to,
then if Eddie Howe can't deliver when he gets to that point, when it comes to having elite players, having elite wages, then he needs to go. But until then, there's nobody better in my eyes.
Yeah, and that's where I'm with. That's my issue with your owners, David T. You always know that has to be done soon. And I do not get why that's been held back.
So the new stadium, again, held back because of the backroom staff problems. The new training grounds being held back because they tried to buy some land, and then whoever owned the land was basically saying you can have it for this much, and it was like way over the top of the price that we were willing to pay for it. Which is, yes, we were gash on Sunday. I'm not going to joke about that. We were terrible. Which makes me laugh, though, because the Rubens brothers owns a lot of land by the airport.
1 sec.
Yeah. So he owned a lot of land by the airport. I don't understand why we're not using that land to build the training ground on. And the new stadium is still in discussions with the council to get it where we want it. So there we go. And Sam 187, thanks. I'm glad someone agrees with me. And everybody else who agrees as well, apparently.
Sorry, I just had to
It's fine.
really quick. Listen, I get
finish that.
Again, we're always back to you know what? The same debates happen in every fan base. I've noticed this. Every fan base has the same one. I see it with Chelsea. I've seen it with Arsenal. Arsenal, I understand a bit more because they waited 7-8 bloody years and spent $1 billion. But with yourselves, Villa, Nottingham Forest, when you have a good season, expectation goes from there to there.
Well, look what's happened to Forest. They've sacked the manager. They fall out with them.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
Forest now. So I was listening to Wolfer. I'm not sure if you met Wolfer. And Wolfie they got beat by Swansea. Big up Wolfie, by the way. Nice guy. Spoke to him. Really nice chap. Bit delusional.
Finished that one. That Swansea goal was superb.
Yeah. They got beat by Swansea. And it's Wolfie's opinion, but he said, "But I don't really want to win a Carabao."
What?
What do you want to win? I want to win one of the big ones. The trouble is, if City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal want to win the big ones, and then Newcastle want to win the big ones, and Nottingham Forest want to win the big ones, and Aston Villa is trying to win the big ones, you've now got 10 teams with one trophy.
Yeah. Does he class the Europa Conference as a big one? Because that's what they're in.
Has everyone just lost patience? And perspective a little bit.
I think this younger, new generation coming through have not lived through all the crap that we've lived through and don't quite understand how hard it is to win trophies. Because I waited 42 years of my life before I saw one.
Don't do that, because I get told I need to piss off and get out of the fan base because old people like me are killing it.
But this is the thing. People don't realize how difficult football is when it comes to winning trophies, and it's got even worse since Sky have started pushing 6 teams. And I don't like to put you as part of it, but you are technically kind of part of it.
No, we are.
We give evidence as well in our brother. We give evidence for you to help you with that case that you won, and you didn't help us out. That really hurt me. But yeah,
friends in football.
You're right.
Only interests.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I think, and I've always said it, and I said it back in about 2002, money will ruin football. And money is ruining football.
Yeah. And you gotta remember too, a lot of this generation, they've been giving out trophies like candy growing up. So they're also growing up with that now. But Baz, let me ask you this, right? How many years of Champions League football do you think you need to have consecutively for PSR to maybe not affect you so much?
I would say constantly.
I'm going to say 5 years continuously.
Yeah, but then you won't be allowed to be out of it for long.
Yeah, you can only have a year out. I think you need 5 years consecutively in.
Yeah.
Then you can afford a drop. But then you've got to get back.
You've got to get back into it.
The mistake United made. United and Arsenal for too long went out of it. And then you're having to rebuild. That was why City, we could afford to have a season out. But we could for the finances and for signings, because signings still would have come. Because a lot of the signings come for Pep Guardiola, believe it or not Champions League. They're coming for Pep. That's why every signing comes in the door talks about Pep Guardiola. You watch every player who comes in the door, the first line that comes out of the mouth is Pep Guardiola. Pep is the guy. But we could have afforded it. If we'd have gone to now, United didn't. United kept going out, and out.
How long have they been out of it now? Has it been 4 years?
Well, it even affected their Adidas deal.
Yeah, exactly. So it will affect ours as well. So our deal right now will be at a higher amount than what it is if we don't qualify for Champions League football next year. The money will drop. And that's the issue. That's why I say you've got to stay in it, because if you stay in it, that money keeps on rolling. As soon as you drop out of it, you don't just lose the Champions League money, you lose the revenue on the games, you lose the match day stuff, you lose your sponsorship stuff goes right down as well. it's a huge drop-off, and that's where we would struggle.
Massive drop-off, massive drop-off. And that's what United, because it doesn't, because like I said, it affected their Adidas deal as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are clauses in sponsorships where they will not pay their full amount of money. I was happy with it. I was gutted about the 93rd minute equaliser. I thought we were warriors. And I know people don't like this week. Yes, I am gutted. Yes, we made a mistake. But what I've asked for this season is progress and improvement on last season. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. Mar, you know a player I'm anticipating coming back to the way that we're setting up now is Marmoush, man. I'm telling you, Marmoush is going to thrive in this new way that we play, man. When you're talking about playing on the last man, balls in behind, holding up the ball, linking up, I think Marmoush,
that's right.
he's a big miss right now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. City's first job was the FA Cup. Listen, I was gutted Mamouche. We needed Mamouche yesterday, especially with Haaland. And I get it. I understand the frustration at the end of the game because I had a lot of people like Elliott was at the game. Briggsy was at the game, as you all know, at the Emirates. I wish I could have got down there, but family weekend, family comes first. The simple fact is for me, I understood because I was getting a lot of messages during the game of why the F has he taken Haaland off? What's he doing? Pep's lost the plot. He's took Doku off. But when you're at the game, you don't see the conversations between the management, the players. You're in the game. You're in the away end. You see, and your emotions are going. Yeah. So when we did the post-match last night at 11:30 and everyone was like, we were this time, going crazy. I get it. They're on emotion. Now it's coming out. Haaland had a knock, needed to get off. Doku's ankles, as Pep said, he was that red, amber, green.
Yeah.
Team have.
Yeah, we have that as well.
Doku was already in the amber going to the red situation. So it was get off.
Yeah.
My question was, why Savinho coming on and walking around like he's on a bloody Miami Beach? I need a lot more out of Savinho right now.
Man, it kind of did Martin, I'm not going to lie, like, from the players that were out there on that pitch fighting, for him to come in and that level of effort, I did not appreciate that. I really didn't.
I need better out of Savinho right now. And for someone who told everyone I didn't want to leave and the Tottenham interest was Tottenham, give me more, mate. If you're rated at 70 million quid, show me 70 million quid.
You can't, Martin, you can't hold a price tag against him, but my whole thing is...
I can when the club and everyone else are demanding 70 million quid and the guy's going to be... And I back this guy. Ed, I back Savinho more than most in the summer.
Yeah, you did.
Because I had information and I backed him. And at the minute, he's not doing his end of the bargain. He looks uninterested, not bothered. And I pray to God it's just down to fitness.
Yeah.
That's what I'm praying.
Yeah. He's going to have a chance to get his fitness back up. But my whole thing is, when you're at City, you don't have that much time.
No. Listen.
Especially when you got news around you.
I know Baz has got 5 minutes. We'll wrap up in a second. I appreciate your time, Baz. It was my fault starting late, everyone. I think Savinho is a player. I know Pep loves him. And that's what I know. There's a guy there in Savinho. And I just want him. And maybe it's just time. Maybe he needs that. The trouble is with Savinho, sadly, I don't think fans will give him the time after the summer he's just had. Because I look at Belaber at Brighton, and even the Brighton manager said this United stuff's got to him. Even Brighton fans are like, he doesn't want to be here. And I think the more Savinho goes, because when I see Doku and he goes from that and he does that, right, Savinho, come on. And I just hope on Wednesday, because I expect Savinho to play against Huddersfield, I'm hoping Savinho puts in a great performance.
I've got one quick question for both of you very quickly. Are you a bit gutted that you've let Grealish go and now looking at his form for Everton? Really?
No.
I think he's looked
I
very
don't
good.
think you get that Grealish at City right now.
But you should. This is
No,
a bit
because
frustrating, isn't it?
People don't low block Everton.
Yeah, true.
Have you seen the amount of room he's got at Everton to run into? He never had that space at Sarah.
True.
And they don't pass back.
Yeah, he can drip inside. He can go wherever he wants. Yeah, it's not.
I'm happy for him because I think he is a superb player, and I think some fans gave up on him. But I also, not to go into too much detail because other people know this, Grealish didn't help himself at City in the end.
Right. Makes sense then.
And he needed to get out. He needed a new start, a new.
Yeah, David Moyes is the perfect manager for him too. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, Sheikh? I listen. There is a player there, and I think he's going to be great. I need a bit more from him. I'm just praying it's down to injury, and I know someone's watching. They will email me, and I can't wait for you to tell me the update on this. And I'm praying that it's down to just fitness and injury. But at the minute, I'm a bit thing with him. I'm like, come on, better.
But Martin, for me, like this might be the perfect year for him to go through this because with Marmoush going to AFCON, he's going to have a chance because Doku's not going to be able to play every game. He's going to have a chance. He's going to have to take that AFCON time to prove himself for me.
That's what I'm hoping, Dash. That's what I'm thinking it is. And just clear your head a bit. Let's get you back on because I think there's a world superstar there, Mr. Reno. I really do.
You might just need time to settle in. Not every player who comes to the Premier League hits the ground running and goes. Sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year. After a year, if he's still
he's had a year. He's been here a year.
He hasn't been.
Reno, it's his second season.
God, he hasn't played that much that I can remember. Then
he played over 3,000 minutes.
Yeah, he was our starter last year. He was our starter.
Is he?
Yeah, on the right wing.
Oh yeah, did he score against us? I think he might
have. Everyone scored against you.
He has. Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Final thoughts from you, mate. Because I know. Go on, what do you want to mention before you go?
Bedtime, innit? Because I've got a lovely 12-hour shift tomorrow. I'm just enjoying talking football and having some banter. It's a good laugh, guys, and enjoyed the comments in the chat. Obviously, there's a bit of an idiot in there, but I think he is.
All opinions, Baz.
All opinions matter, but like everyone says, everyone's got an opinion, but everyone's also got an arsehole.
Some fan bases have more assholes than others, though.
Yeah. The one thing I will say though, as long as it stays nice, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. But all this stuff on social media and stuff like that, it's got to stop. All this, going to players and DMing them and threatening them and saying the shite and they want to sell them and all that sort of stuff. It's ridiculous, man. Grow up, grow a pair, and become an adult and understand you lose games, you win games, but whatever happens, you should support your team because you fucking love them like we love our team.
I totally agree.
There we go. Nice to see you.
I'm going to be careful because I'll get called an happy clapper.
I'll get called a happy clapper all the time because, we've even got a song that says we support them ever more.
I don't think it's happy clapper. I'll tell you what I think it is. I just think it's it's an age thing.
Yeah, probably. When
I think it's age.
Yeah.
See, Martin didn't tell you guys. I just had my anniversary trip and I had to get off a plane and drive and pick up my dog from my parents. So that's why I was off screen, guys.
Hey, it's fine, mate. Hey,
appreciate the support, Newcastle enjoyable. Anyway, yeah, big up to Baz. 3 Black and White Eyes. We'll be on there hopefully next week.
Martin, wait. I'm sorry. I know you want to end. Yes. Baz, can we get a prediction for the weekend?
Against Arsenal, we're going to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel confident playing Arsenal at St James's Park because they just don't like it. They don't like it up here. So I think we'll win. Who are you guys playing the weekend?
Burnley at home.
Oh, you'll win that easily.
And I'm on Turfmoor podcast, Turfmoor House podcast on Thursday. big up everyone. Go and show everyone a lot of love. Big up to Cundinho and Formidable for the very kind generosity. This is going to take you over to Not In My Lifetime. I think they're still live. We get that right. Are they still live? Yes, they're still live. Mankway Raid in the chat. Go and show Luke Not In My Lifetime a lot of love. We'll see you soon. As always, up the Blues. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Blues Down Under. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. UK time, Blues Down Under. You're all legends. Up the Blues, up the tune. Except that you'll always be better. Take care. Love you all.
Laters, guys.